What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the beautiful Toyota Prius, the Stance Edition, modded in by Payne. This one looks absolutely fantastic, and I do have a few extra liveries to showcase for you guys today. These will be available with this mod soon, not quite yet though, but we need to crack on with this one. This one is obviously very clean and very tidy. I got it from the decent auction house where I probably paid a little bit much for it, but let's find out. This is the Stance Edition, 76,000 kilometers on it. I got it from the nice auction house, and I didn't at all. My God, I didn't at all get ripped off. 22,275 is what I paid for it. I could already sell it for 63,907 and profit 41,632. That is absolutely incredible. I was not prepared for that. I hadn't looked at that at all. I got a very, very good deal on this Prius. Not that we're going to be selling it there. We're going to be modifying this car. We're going to be taking the... Oh, do we swap it for the BFM engine? We may be swapping that for the BFM engine. I'm not 100% sure on that. Probably going to swap that one out. The only issue is that the engine is pretty complete. So, in fact, no, we are just going to leave it with the standard engine that is in there. That's pretty complete. We'll leave it as it is. But I do have one more announcement to make. The Bolt Supernova competition has ended. We do have a new competition with the FMW Panther Mark 1. Head over to Discord, a link in the description below. Check out all the rules and take part in that. But the winner of the Supernova one was TLG Ratonskew. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correct. With this beautiful blue with white racing stripes, Bolt Supernova. Big old wheels on it. It is looking incredibly cool. I am very proud of that. It looks absolutely insane. Well done to you, Ratonskew. Again, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. What a car that is. But let's get on with this Toyota Prius. Let's get this one over to the car wash. Even though it is quite clean, we still need to get it cleaned up. Here we are then, at the car wash. Let's get it cleaned. This one's going to be nice and simple. Just get this Prius cleaned up, inside, outside, get it back on the lift, and get that little engine ripped out. That took a little while. Get that little engine ripped out, ready to start working on, and get this one stripped down. I do love that body kit. It looks absolutely insane on the Toyota Prius. It makes it look like a totally different car. But let's check out that engine. Let's have a look for the oil pan. It is there. I believe it's there. Yes, it is there. So let's get that one drained out. Grab the drain tool over to the car and get that one drained. It is pretty clean, not too bad. It is quite a nice looking car, so it makes sense that it would have been well looked after. But let's get in under here. Where do we need to go? So it's front wheel drive by the looks of that. Let's just check the rear axle. Let's go down here. That doesn't look like it has any connection. No, so it is a front wheel drive, which means we need to get these front wheels off. There we have it. Front wheels are off. Let's grab this drive shaft out. And is the starter from the engine bay? Of course, the starter's from the engine bay. So let's just go and grab that. Starter's out. Let's head back in and grab that gearbox out. Quickly, there you are. Nicely. Let's get you ripped out. And then we'll get that engine pulled out. And we'll start stripping down this beautiful engine bay. Hopefully, oh no. I say hopefully I've got everything there. I'm sure I don't. There's an exhaust part there that needs to come out. How do I get that out? I can't get that out until I've got that cover off. God damn it. So we may be a little while. We'll give the engine a go. I don't think it's going to come out with that exhaust pipe there, but we'll check it. No, you do have to remove that front exhaust section, which means a few bits of backwards and forwards while we get this manifold cover off, the exhaust manifold off, and then that front exhaust pipe off. So bear with me. Up and down like a Toyota Prius yo-yo. Anyway, let's get that engine ripped out. Finally, that's what we wanted to see. Excellent. That is out. Let's see what we got going on in here then. Quite a lot of liquids as well. There is a lot going on. So we've got the fuse box, brake servo, ABS module and pump. Then a big old air filter, radiator and cover, the windshield washer and the coolant reservoir up here. Is there a normal battery in this one anywhere? Thought there should be, but it doesn't look like there is. We do have the hybrid batteries down the back. Ah, there's the normal battery down the back. So we'll grab that out while we're here. And we've got the hybrid batteries we need to grab from underneath. But I will grab this fuel pump while I'm here. And then head back up to this end. That's everything from the back I need to grab. I need to drain all of these liquids. So we all know how to do that. Additional tools. Drain tool. Click and hold on the lid. Little syringe comes up. Drains it out. I'll see you in a second. That's all the liquids drained. Let's get these reservoirs ripped out with these ones here. Nice and easy. Off with this ABS module, out you come, and then out with the pump underneath. Goodbye. Air filter cover, a nice bolted down one, which means I can't alternate and paint the clips, which is a bit of a shame. But let's get you ripped out. Then the fan housing and the actual radiator. Let's have a quick check. We're not missing anything. No, we are not. Ah, there we go. The ECU Type A just hiding in the sidewall, in the dash there. Nicely hidden away. Let's grab the fuse box lid. All of them little parts in there. There's quite a bit in there. We'll get that one cleared out in a second. But before we do that, let's jump and see what we've done. Well, what we've done, what Payne has done, should I say, with this lovely setup. So we do have the cross member. We've got a lower suspension arm with the standard upright arm there. We've got the inner and outer tie rods on this side and the hub bearings. We probably have it all because the wheels were on, but it's just good to make sure that's all looking like it's there. Let's head down the back and get these rear wheels off. Out you come, you little beauty. What have we got on this side? Single brake. Lots of stuff going on. Obviously, I can't get them modules out yet. But we know we've got lots of arms and lots of rubber bushings on this side. It does all look complete. It's not telling me to replace anything. And as the wheel is still there, again, always a good sign. Let's get this wheel off, double check it, and then I'll get the rest of this all cleared out. And we can start stripping down that engine. Did the other one have a hubcap? I didn't see that. I don't think you can put the wheel on if it's not there. It does have a hubcap. So, yes, does look like this is all complete. Looking pretty good. Going to paint it all later on. It's obviously going to be a lot hidden by these batteries. But there we go. So I'm going to get on, get the rest of this engine base stripped, then strip all the suspension, and then we'll go and tear down that engine. I'll see you in just a minute. That's everything mechanical off of the Prius. So let's go and work on that engine. We've got to throw the battery on charge, and I've got to remember to pick it up on the route. Let's have a look what we got going on here. That's the wrong button. Let's try that again. Here we go. So an obvious one to start with is the belt tensioner. Let's get this one ripped off. There we go. Nice and easy. Then where are we? A belt. Nice. And then the other belt. If I could hit them. Don't know what's going on with my hands today. Maybe not as straight as they should be. Off with the roller. Then we got power steering pump, water pump, alternator, and the crankshaft pulley. Let's just rip all of these out. That's all of them off. Then we should be able to get this timing cover off. Yes, we can. Out you come. And what have we got underneath here? Simple timing belt. Nice. And then 2 cam gears. Let's just get both of them off while we're here as well. What have we got down the side? Oil filter. This is going to be quite a quick clear out. And we got the throttle over here, not even bolted on. And the intake manifold. Along you go down there. Nice and easy. Fuel filter off. And then let's get these ignition coils and this head cover off. Nice, nice, nice. And off with the head cover. Let's get these spark plugs out of here. What else have we got? Fuel rail. Is that just one side? It is. And no camshaft caps on the camshaft. Just placed on top. Nice and simple. That's pretty much all of it. Let's get the head off. Get it to the side. Get the oil pan out. And take a look at them pistons. Just getting this oil pan out. Let's have a look. Obviously, we know it's an inline 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 pistons. 2 on either side, I suppose, technically. They're sort of all in a straight line. And then 1, 2, 3 camshaft bearings. And then rod caps for all of them. Obviously, we've got the clutch set up here. So let's get all of this ripped out. Pretty much all of this part here is going to be replaced by performance parts. But we need to see what we can repair first. And then we'll get everything ripped out, everything replaced with either performance parts or a repaired equivalent. Next up, though, we'll be stripping down that body before we head over to the paint shop to check out the new liveries. I'll see you in just a moment. The engine is all stripped, but before we go and strip the beautiful body from this lovely hybrid Toyota Prius, I mean, this one does look fantastic, a bit of a wide body. But let's check out what we got going on in the shop. So let's have a look. The Toyota Prius now. 5 pages isn't too bad. From Payne, there's normally quite a lot. But look, we've got all of these different front ends here. Loads of these. Single door, so that's quite easy. A couple of windows, rally style, non-rally style. Couple of different fenders. No badge, black badge. Wow, there is a lot going on. So I might have to take a little while figuring out what we want to do. I'm probably just going to replace all of this part for part and hopefully repair most of it. Unless I see something that really sticks out and I'm like, damn, no, I really want that. Which may be something on these front bumpers because they look pretty sweet. But I'll be honest, that front end going into the wide body there looks pretty good on its own. So we probably just will leave it at that. But there is a lot to choose from. You can mix and match this however you want. I'm sure it will look fantastic. You play around with whatever you want to play around with. There is a lot of fun to be had with lots of different parts. We can even change it to black housing in the lights and things like that. So we'll see. We've even got a couple of different rear left doors for some reason. I don't know why about that, but we'll find out what we've got later on. So let's get my one all stripped down then. Let's just start tearing all of these bits off. This is my first attempt, so I don't even know what's on it, but that was pretty straightforward. Fender windscreen, fender, let's go. Get the doors out. Hopefully that'll take the windows and the mirrors as well, as it should do. Nice. Then we've got the rear bumper, tail lights, trunk window. Oh, the spoiler's on the window. Okay, that's good to know. Then the trunk with the plate gone as well. Rear door, front door. That should... there we go. The right fender and the left fender. I would have missed them and didn't even see them standing there. Did I grab that window? I did not. So we'll grab you out as well while we're here. And then let's jump in and grab some interior. One odd seat there. So you've got the normal seats, and then you've got the, looks like a Porsche seat there. I'm not sure what that one is, but let's get it ripped out. You should not be there, I don't think. Maybe we will put that one back to give it the race style, but still like a family car that you can drive home. We will find out. I quite like that. Maybe we'll leave it as that. But that is the frame all stripped. Let's just double check we've got everything. We want to go car stats, 1%. And nothing in here. Yes, we have everything off the body. That is always a good sign. So let's get this frame sorted out. It wasn't in very bad condition, so I reckon only about 500. 600. I wasn't far off. Getting close. Sometimes I'm way off on them. Sometimes I'm pretty close. But we'll get that done. I'm going to get everything that I can repaired, replace what I need to replace. Then we'll get it back together and head over to the paint shop. I'll see you in just a minute. Well then, let's get back into this. I've changed a couple of bits, but nothing special. I've changed the hood because I didn't really like the carbon hood. I wanted something that looked a bit cooler to show off these liveries a bit later on. Then we've kept the same front bumper, the same headlights because they were the black housing anyway. The same fenders, nice on there. Original doors, all of this is pretty basic. As I said, I only changed a few bits. I changed the windscreen to one with a window banner, nice. And I changed the mirrors to these little thinner, narrow ones just because I think they look a bit cooler. So let's just get on and get the rest of this back together. Rear bumper on. I haven't done any plates yet because I haven't decided which livery I'm going to go for. In fact, I haven't even seen them on the car properly yet. So we'll check that out in a bit. And then I'll make my decision as to what livery we're going with what plates we will be going with as well. But let's get all of this back on. Nearly there now. Just the last mirror to go. I think that's pretty much all of it on the outside apart from the two plates. Let's get the interior back in. Obviously, that rear bench seat is fixed. But I have swapped the front seats out to the Nismo seats because I really like the Nismo seats. I just think they look pretty sweet. And I think that's quite fitting for this car that you would have the two front racing style seats and the rear ones for the kids. But that's pretty much it. I think we're almost there. Let's just check on the percentages. Not that screen. 92. That should be enough just for the plates. I believe that is all that's missing. I don't think I've got anything else left in my inventory. Let's have a look. No, all the body parts are back on the vehicle. So that is it. Now let's head over to the paint shop and check out the liveries that French Toast has sent me that will be released coming onto this car for everyone shortly. But for the minute, I only have them myself. They're a bit exclusive, but they will be coming to you in just a little while, I'm sure. So here we are in the paint shop then. First off, we're going to go backwards because they're in a funny order. But this one is the one that is currently released with it for everyone to play with. The Gran Turismo hybrid one. This is out for you all to play around with, have some fun with. It's looking pretty sweet. But I have three others to show you today that will be coming soon to this. So keep your eyes peeled for these coming out. In slot number 3, they might not be in the same order when they come out as well, by the way. We have a very good homage to the NASCAR M&M livery. Absolutely amazing, obviously, on the Prius. So it's got Prius written on the front there. Pretty cool. Now, these are little sort of throwbacks to other great Toyota liveries that have been going on through the years. I quite like the NASCAR M&M one. In slot number 2, we have throwback to Fast and Furious with the beautiful Supra livery going down the side there. Absolutely brilliant in the orange with the Toyota Supra livery. Just again, another homage to a great Toyota livery. And in slot number 1, we've got the Castrol Toyota Celica Gt4 livery. This is definitely the one I'll be going for. I really like this sort of rally race style livery going on. This is what we're going to be keeping it as. That is the 3 new liveries. They are all absolutely fantastic. You've obviously got the Fast and Furious Toyota Supra livery with loads of little details in there. Road Boy at the back there. A Greddy logo down the side with a few other sponsors underneath. And then obviously that little tribal pattern at the front there that is hidden a bit by the plate, but that's pretty cool. And obviously the M&M ones. Loads of details on there. I couldn't go through all of that with lots of different colour M&Ms. Prius, Goodyear, sponsors on the side, just a rally car, even with a little NOS logo on the side there. And Stanley Tools. We do like Stanley Tools. Pretty sweet, but the one I will be going for, as I said, most definitely is, if I can get there, try that again. There we go. The Castrol livery, absolutely brilliant. 2011, the Monte Carlo Rally sticker is on there. Pretty sweet. I'm really liking this. Pretty cool. This is what we're going to put on it, so let's just get it on. On you go to there. As regard for the suspension and everything, we obviously try and squeeze a few reds, maybe a splash of this green if I can match it, but it might be quite difficult. But we'll have to see when we get to it. This one's going to be a good fun to play around with, get some colour match. I've got to pick what these plates are going to say. Undecided as of yet. Rally spec, I don't know, something like that. We'll come to that a bit later on. But let's get this one back on the lift. I've got some suspension and engine parts to paint, and I'll meet you back there in a moment. I've got everything painted, and let's see how good it's all going to look on the car. Let's take a look at the shocks. I've done the main shock in green with the spring in red. I just wish that top cap could have gone white. I think that would have made that look a lot better there. But they're still looking pretty good. And let's get them all on the car. I've got obviously a few bits that can't be painted on, so let's just crack on with throwing this in. Front cross member in the white, obviously, because this is a predominantly white car. So let's get a few of these rubber bushings in. On you go, on you go. Then we've got the lower suspension arm also in white. Some people may say that's pretty boring, but I actually think this is going to look pretty sweet when it's done. Then obviously the shock in the red and green there, so there's your splash of colour, along with the brake caliper in red, because why not? They look pretty sweet in the red there. That's about it for the front end. Oh, let's get the sway bar end link in before I forget that. On you go as well there. That's about it. Yeah, we got the drive shafts to go in. They obviously can't go in until later when the engine's in. That's pretty much all of the colour for the front end. Not too much, but it's the back end that's pretty exciting. So let's get this in. So we've got the main suspension cross member in the white. Then let's go through a few of these bits. The upper arm there in the green, because why not? You'll see a lot of the colour coming in a bit. As to why I've gone for what I've gone for, it's just the crazy way my mind works. So let's have a look. Then we got the lower arm in green as well. There are some splashes of red coming in here, I promise. Then we got this main arm here in the red. There's the combination between green and red. And also the shock is in red as well. If we swing around to the other side, get this rubber bushing in here. And then we'll be able to get the rear suspension arm in. That is in white. And then obviously the spring cap. We have that in green, and then the spring in red on top of that. So this is white, green, and red, fully set up at the back there, looking pretty tasty. Let's get the sway bar in, along with that sway bar end link. On you go, so I don't forget that. Then we got the brake caliper in red. On you go, and then the wheel hubcap in green. Got to remember to get this little rubber bushing, so I don't forget that. But that's the colour set up for the rear, and I like that. You got the whites, the reds, the greens, all sort of blended in together to one. Looking pretty sweet. I've got to get on and get the rest of these all finished up. Get the other side done. Get all this exhaust in, the suspension in for the front and things like that. And then we'll be building up that engine bay, ready to swap in that lovely engine once it's dropped in with all its performance parts. I'll see you in just a minute. I personally think the white, red, and the green of this suspension looks absolutely fantastic. I have got a few more bits to get in. I've thrown in all the exhaust, but I didn't want to chuck all of these bits in because you wouldn't be able to see anything. So on with the two EV modules and then in with that fuel tank. Obviously, once all that's in and you go back to the front end, he says, I can't even get there, you probably won't be able to see much of it. Yeah, it's pretty much all closed in once all of that's in, which is a bit of a shame. But we need to get the car back on the ground and then sort out this engine bay. I need to go and grab that battery, so I'll be back in just a moment. So there we go. I've gone and grabbed my battery. We're back on the ground now, looking pretty sweet. Let's just step away and see what it looks like. Obviously, the whites, the reds, the greens. You can't really see much of the green at the front end. Can we see much of it at the rear end? Not particularly, but it looks good from underneath. Anyway, the engine's going to have a lot of colour in it as well. I wish them shocks were down a little bit. That's a bit disappointing how far they stick up. Wow, I wasn't prepared for that. Did they look like that originally? I don't know. That's a bit of a shame. But anyway, let's get on and get this engine bay going. So we got the windscreen washer, the coolant reservoir, the ABS pump, the brake servo, and then the ABS module bolted on front there. Let's get you in. Nice. In you go. Then I've got a little bit of green on this fuse box there. Looking pretty sweet. I'll get the rest of that all filled in a moment. Then we've got the radiator and the radiator fan housing B with the dual fans. And then the air filter base. Now this one here, it just doesn't take paint very well. It's too dull. It's too... Yeah, it just doesn't work very well. So I've just left that one in black with the performance air filter in it. And then a lovely black lid just going on top there. Let's get down the back and throw the battery in while we're here, because I did remember to pick it up. Nice. That's all of that done. Can I get back down the front now, please? There we go. Got to get that ECU in. I very nearly forgot that, so let's chuck you in. And that's pretty much it. I've just got to fill up the rest of this. So we'll get that going, and then we're going to go and build that beautiful i4 engine. I'll see you over there in just a moment. There's quite a bit of colour on that one, so we'll see how that turns out. Just before we go and build that engine, let's finally get these plates on. I kept it Georgia plates because it did have Georgia plates on there at first. But these are the Virtual Mechanic Gt4 Tribute plates. As I said, I kept them Georgia plates because that's the plates that came on it. But I have put my own personalization on there. Virtual Mechanic Gt4 Tribute. Looking at pretty sweet. The GT4 Celica livery is what this one is based off of the Castrol. Looking pretty sweet. But we need to go and build that engine. So let's get back in here and take a look at what's going on. Now, sadly, the engine block is in black. I just have to do them black at the moment. It's really bugging me. They don't take any colour very well. I'd like to be able to work on something that takes colour a little bit better on the main engine block. But it is what it is. So we'll get all the underside here done. We'll move up to the top end where we've got some reds, some whites, and some greens. I'll see you up there in just a minute. So the main block and the main oil pan are both in black. But let's get this engine head on. I have done this in green because... well, I don't think I've ever done an engine head in green. And again, it is only the inside that paints. The outside stays in its sort of silvery chrome colour, which is a bit disappointing. But it is what it is. Let's get the 2 camshafts in, the 4 spark plugs in, and a few of the other little bits before we go on and get these head covers on and things like that. There we go. The spark plugs are all in. I've got the fuel filter in. I've also got the cam gears in. And let's move down to the front end now. So we've got the timing belt, and then let's get this timing cover on. The timing cover's in white. Yes, look at that. It's very in-your-face white we got going on there. We've got the power steering pump in green because we want a bit of the colour on this as well. The alternator obviously can't be painted, so it just sits there in its chrome. And the water pump is also in a green. Let's get a few more bits of this on. There is a splash of red on this front end, I promise you. There isn't a lot, though. There isn't much to be painted down here, let's be honest. But let's get the belt on. Then we got the belt tensioner. There's the red. So you got the red, white, and green in here. Looking pretty snazzy. Probably won't be able to see it too well, but that's looking pretty great to me. So let's get the engine head cover on as well then. This is in the white because why not? We're going with the red, white, and green. And you'll see why in just a moment. So I've got the fuel rail in green. Looking good there. Then I've got the ignition coils. Obviously, they're in the red. But I did take that into consideration. So you got the white, red, and green. But just in case that wasn't enough, I also did the intake manifold in red as well. Just to throw a splash bit more red on this engine there. Looking pretty sweet so far. Let's get that throttle on. And that is pretty much all that we need to do for it. Obviously, once it's in, we need to put the exhaust manifold on the manifold cover and then the front exhaust section on there as well. But that's pretty much the basis of this engine. So I'm going to grab a couple of pictures. We'll get it dropped in the car, get a few more bits buttoned up, and we are nearly finished with the beautiful Toyota Prius. Well, I'll be honest, that was a very quick engine build, but let's get it dropped into the Prius. See how good it looks inside that engine bay. Everything's set up ready, so let's just go straight in. Get this one put away. Off you go. That's not looking bad. You can see there isn't much green visible, but I'm glad I did that fuse box in green. It is mostly red and white in there, which is a bit of a shame. You can see the green just there, a bit down the side here, which is obviously the front on the engine stand. Can I get anything in from here? No, I cannot. I need to get some underneath bits done first. So let's go and sort that out. Underneath here then, we know we need to throw that front exhaust section in, so let's get you in. And obviously this gearbox needs to go in as well. I have done it in black just to blend in with that engine block there. Front drive shaft on you go, and then we need to get these drive axles in, ready for the wheels to go on. So let's get you on, one there and one over there. Can I reach it? I can indeed. What else can I get? Can't get that from the engine bay. So let's get it dropped back down. Get back to the engine bay a second. Now let's finally get this engine on the Prius finished off, hopefully. In with the starter, is in green, just for a splash more color there. Why not? And then the exhaust manifold, on you go. Lots of bolts on that one. In, and in. Nice. And then the exhaust manifold cover. Shame these can't be painted. That probably would have looked nice in a red or something like that. Maybe a green would have been better to get a bit more green at the front end. Still looking pretty sweet, though. Some liquids to top up. Some wheels to put on and get them sorted. And that's pretty much it. This Prius will be outside in the sun. And it will have its windows tinted as well. I'll see you in just a moment. Here we are then, all finished with the Payne's beautiful Toyota Prius, the Stance Edition with the wide body kit, looking absolutely insane, wrapped in a beautiful French toast Castrol livery. This one is coming soon. It will be available with the mod very, very shortly, along with the two other ones I showcased today. The only one that's in there at the moment is the Gran Turismo, but these other three will be coming soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Link is in description below to go and grab the Prius mod right now, and then it will automatically update when Payne adds the liveries into the configs for you, ready to go. If it is updated and it's not on there, the easy way to do it is to unsubscribe and then resubscribe back to the mod. You'll know when the liveries are in there. They will be listed in the change notes. Let's talk a little bit about this one. I just love this Castrol livery. A real throwback to the Celica Gt4 Rally Race Series. The wheels I've gone for today, these are bang on, exactly as standard. I've just changed them to slick tyres. But the sizes are, the front there are 19-inch rim, 195 width, with a 30 profile, little bit tiny, just sticking out under there. Pretty cool. ET95 on the front wheels. Look at how they stick nicely, perfectly out. And then at the rear, they are exactly the same at 19-inch rims, 195 width with a 30 profile, but ET100 on the rear wheels. That is the only difference. I have painted them white. They are the rims 8A. They are the ones that came with it. They looked absolutely sick. They're black inside and then the white painted on the outside by myself. You can't really see the brake calipers through them, which is a bit of a shame, but they are looking pretty sweet. That engine bay looks pretty great, apart from the shocks sticking up just a tiny little bit too high, which is a little bit disappointing, but doesn't affect how it works at all. And this one still looks absolutely beautiful. Payne has done a fantastic job. Let's jump in and check out the interior and see what we've got going on. Look at that, the sat-nav display. Lovely little setup in here. Is looking great. But let's get this one started and see what she sounds like. Very spaceship ticking over there. Pretty incredible. Let's give it some gas. Not the best sounding engine. Sounds a bit more like a lawnmower if I'm being honest, but this is a hybrid. So let's get it on the dyno and see what power this one's got with our additions today. Here we are then on the dyno with the very modest Toyota Prius Stance Edition. It's i4 double overhead cam AQC engine with 134 base horsepower. How much have we added to this one today? 78 horsepower, a gain of 58%, bringing our total up to 211. I was expecting a little bit more, but nothing overly special. I don't expect this to be the fastest car we've ever thrown down the speed track. But so let's take a look at the gearbox tuning setup we've gone for on this one today. There she is. I can't really say too much about this. 334 is what is listed as the top speed, and even that is incredibly slow. I don't think we'll get there. If I can get to even 300 kilometers an hour, I'll be very, very happy. But we will find out. Let's head over to the track and see what this little Toyota Prius can do. Here we go then, on the speed track with the Stance Edition Toyota Prius. I'm not expecting any records to be broken today. Probably not even close. But let's go and see what this Prius can do. Not the best off the line, but once it gets going, it starts to roll all right. There's 100 kilometers an hour. We might be doing all right. Up to 150, it is still incredibly slow. And let's be honest, I could have changed it to the other engine, the BFM, but I didn't. There's 200 kilometers an hour. Also, the window tint's only at 60%, and it's still ludicrously dark. But never mind, where are we going to finish up? Are we even going to get 250 before the end of the runway? This is probably the worst one I've done. We'll find out in a minute, I'm sure. There's 250. Are we going to make it to 300? I don't think so. Probably not. 260. 264. 264 kilometers an hour from the hybrid Toyota Prius. So there we have it. 264 kilometers an hour from the Toyota Prius with the Celica Gt4 livery on it. Doesn't put it last in our speederboard, pits it 93rd, which is absolutely awful, bearing in mind there are 98 cars on there now. The lowest is still the Land Rover Defender, sitting right down at the bottom with 220 kilometers an hour. So 264, I mean, it's never meant to be a race car, is it? It's a Toyota Prius, it's a hybrid. It was all about protecting the environment, saving the environment, not about setting world record beating track cars. We probably could have made it faster if we swapped the engine out to the BFM engine and things like that, but we decided against it, leaving it as it was. It's still beautiful, absolutely love it. Great work by Payne, and obviously the liveries by French Toast. Again, great work. Links in the description below. Go and grab the Toyota Prius. Bear in mind, this livery might not be on there yet. I don't know when this livery will be going live, along with the Fast and Furious livery and the M&M NASCAR livery. They're also not live yet. They will be coming soon, so keep your eyes peeled for them. But go and get this Prius while you can from the Steam Workshop. Well, not while you can. I'm assuming it's going to be up there for a long time, but go and grab this Prius now. You can use the link in the description. Head over to the Steam Workshop, search for Toyota. You will definitely find this one. But let's talk about some facts and figures about this Prius. Now, I got it from the nice auction house. It was already in good condition when we bought it. Not quite like this, but it was still a good condition. I spent $22,275 buying the Toyota Prius from there. And I could have sold it there and then and made a profit of $41,632. But obviously we didn't. We modified it. We upgraded it. We put a brand new shiny livery on it. Painted all that engine and all the suspension. And made it look as cool as we possibly can. But we did spend an additional $37,924 doing that. Putting our total spend at $60,199. Now, if it was still the same price, we still would have profited from the sale. Only just. But let's see what we can get out of this one. Obviously, it's the Stance Edition. 76,000 kilometers on there, all 100% complete. Now, with a slightly improved engine of 58% with 211 horsepower now. But how much can we sell this one for? 112,684. That's pretty good. To take away our 60,199 that we spent on the car today, puts our profit at 52,485. We still added 11,000 to what we could have sold the car for initially, so that's still pretty good after spending all of that extra money on it. Very good. It is time to say goodbye to the beautiful Toyota Prius, though. Off you go, my friend. That was definitely a lot of fun to work on. I still love this truck. It's absolutely beautiful. Shouldn't really call it a truck. Should call it a jacked up hot rod, but there we go. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I love how this vehicle looks. It's so cool. But we have to check out what we've got up next. Just checking out my van and logo. Let's have a look. We have the Ford Crown Vic. Now, this is supposed to be the Men in Black edition, as you can see there, the Men in Black edition, but it does have a State Trooper livery on it as it stands at the moment. That obviously will be changing when we come to get this car done, because the Men in Black car was just completely blacked out, which is what we will be doing with it when we come to it. This one is going to be a lot of fun. I did get it from the auction house, where I got a tiny little bit ripped off. Nothing special. Just about £1,000 ripped off. I bought it for just shy of 6,000 and could sell it for just shy of 5,000, which means I lost about £1,000. It does come with the V8 double overhead cam at CGM engine with 505 horsepower. We will be adding to that, making this one even more powerful than it currently is. No engine in there at the moment, though, so we're going to have to completely build that one from scratch, which is a bit of a shame. But I do quite like it that way. Doesn't mean it means we don't have to dismantle the engine. But this is for next time. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. A little bit of a showcase for some of the upcoming liveries on the Toyota Prius. Not normal for me, but I quite liked it. Definitely enjoyed that one. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, or leaving me a comment letting me know what you think of any of my builds on this channel, or what you think of me as a person or as a content creator. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.